Hey there, and welcome to this Vital Elixir Explainer, where we break down the real science behind today's biggest health trends. Let's just dive right in, shall we? Today, I want you to meet Mark. Now, Mark is 58 years old. He wants to age with strength, he wants to keep his independence, and honestly, he just wants to find a little more vital energy in the mornings. But like a lot of us, Mark is feeling kind of intimidated by some of the extreme wellness trends popping up literally everywhere. So today, we're going to explore the truth behind one of the absolute biggest ones out there.
So picture this. Mark is scrolling through his feed on his phone, and what does he see? He sees 25-year-old influencers standing in frozen lakes or sitting in these massive stainless steel tubs, claiming that 3 minutes in freezing water cures absolutely everything. It is totally natural for Mark, and for you, to look at that and ask, is this cold plunge hype actually real? Or is this just, another dangerous internet trend that we should scroll right past?
And honestly, that really hits the nail on the head regarding this massive crossroads we're at in wellness right now. On one hand, you have the sensationalized hype, right? The $5,000 plunges, the frozen lakes, the extreme biohacking promises. But on the other hand, you have what we actually need: accessible, safe, daily routines that support our mobility and energy after 45. The truth is, cold exposure itself isn't a scam, but the way it's marketed often is. We really need to bridge that gap between the extreme influencer hype and the practical, honest reality of what Mark's body and our bodies actually need as we age.
But listen, before we even think about talking about the benefits of getting cold, we absolutely have to talk about your heart. This is crucial. For anyone over the age of 45, like Mark, the line between a beneficial health practice and a very real cardiovascular risk is razor thin. I mean, the benefits don't really matter if you aren't around to enjoy them, right?
The American Heart Association actually put out a really clear warning about this. They state, the sudden shock of cold water can trigger a cold shock response, a massive surge of adrenaline that spikes heart rate and blood pressure. Now, in a healthy 25-year-old, this is usually totally fine, but for someone in their 50s or 60s who might have some undiagnosed arterial plaque or maybe a history of arrhythmia, this sudden shock can be incredibly dangerous. It can literally trigger a heart attack or a stroke.
Because of that risk, there are a few non-negotiable rules Mark and you need to follow. Rule 1, always get medical clearance first, especially if you have high blood pressure, take medications, or have Raynaud's disease. Rule 2, never go cold alone when you're first starting out. Rule 3, start warm and end cold. You have to give your body time to adapt. Rule 4, never combine this with alcohol, fasting, or extreme exhaustion because those totally mess with your body's temperature regulation. And Rule 5, listen to your body. A little discomfort is totally normal, but pain, chest tightness, or panic, not normal. There is absolutely zero prize for enduring dangerous suffering. And remember, this explainer is for educational purposes, not medical advice, so please always check with your doctor.
Alright, so with that vital safety framework in place, let's transition away from the warnings and get into the fun stuff, the empowering, peer-reviewed science. What is actually happening inside Mark's body when he follows those safety rules and gets cold? Why in the world does he feel so incredible after he tries it? Well, let's break down the 3 genuine benefits. The very first benefit revolves around a really powerful chemical called norepinephrine. This is the neurotransmitter responsible for alertness, focus, and mood regulation. You can basically just think of it as the alertness chemical. When that cool water hits your skin, it activates your sympathetic nervous system, and your body releases a massive surge of this chemical straight into your bloodstream.
And what's completely wild is the sheer size of that surge. Studies actually show that cold water immersion can increase your norepinephrine levels by 200 to 300%. That is huge. This is the exact same neurotransmitter that a lot of antidepressant medications actually target. It's the reason why when Mark steps out of a cool shower, he suddenly gets that electric, clear-headed, euphoric feeling. That is a very real, evidence-backed physiological response that can completely transform your morning energy.
Moving right along to benefit number 2, and this brings us to something super fascinating in our biology: brown adipose tissue, or BAT for short. Just think of this as heat-generating fat. Unlike regular white fat, which basically just stores energy, brown fat is packed with mitochondria and is highly metabolically active. Its whole job is to literally burn glucose and fatty acids specifically to generate body heat when you're cold.
And when that brown fat kicks on, your metabolism does something amazing. During cold exposure, your metabolic rate can actually jump by 10 to 15% above your normal resting baseline. This process is called non-shivering thermogenesis, and it provides some fantastic metabolic support. Over time, for someone like Mark, doing this regularly actually increases the volume and the activity of this helpful brown fat.
and that's been linked to better insulin sensitivity and healthier blood sugar levels, things we really care about as we age and want to maintain our independence. But look, we always shoot straight with you here. Let's talk about the actual caloric reality. A 10-minute session might only burn an extra 50 to 100 calories. So if you see an influencer online telling you this is a miraculous fat melting hack, yeah, they're not being totally honest with you. Mark knows this is an excellent metabolic support tool for his overall health, but it is definitely not a magic weight loss solution.
The third genuine benefit is all about inflammation and recovery support. Cold water causes vasoconstriction, meaning it narrows your blood vessels, which modestly reduces that delayed onset muscle soreness we all get. And it actually inhibits pro-inflammatory markers in the body. But, and this is a huge but, especially for anyone over 45 trying to hold onto their muscle mass, you have to wait 4 to 6 hours after strength training before getting cold. Jumping into cold water right after lifting weights can actually stunt your muscle growth. And since preventing muscle loss or sarcopenia is absolutely vital for Mark's independence as he ages, he makes sure to time his cold exposure for his rest days, not his gym days.
So we've seen the actual science and how it supports a healthy life. Now, let's arm you and Mark with the tools to critically assess what you're seeing on the internet. It is time to ignore the hype and look at exactly what these influencers are getting wrong.
Let's completely dismantle this first major myth right now. You'll often hear claims that cold exposure is some sort of miracle cure for clinical depression. The reality? It provides a really wonderful but temporary mood and alertness boost. That norepinephrine surge we talked about is fantastic. It's kind of like a brisk walk or a really strong cup of coffee, but it is a temporary lift. It absolutely does not replace therapy, medication, or professional medical care for clinical depression. Mark understands that we have to be realistic about what this tool can and cannot do.
And here is another massive exaggeration. The hype claims that cold plunges reverse aging and add 20 years to your life. The truth? There is zero peer-reviewed human evidence for age reversal. The studies these influencers are citing are almost always based on extreme, lifelong cold exposure in worms or mice. What Mark actually gets as a human being is modest metabolic support and some solid anti-inflammatory benefits, period. Anyone selling you a cold plunge by promising to reverse your aging is selling you marketing, not medicine.
Okay, so how does our guy Mark actually use the real science without, buying into the hype or putting himself in danger? Let's walk through a highly actionable step-by-step transformation. This is what we call the safe, simple cold start protocol. And the best part, it uses something you already have right in your bathroom, a free shower.
Here's exactly how you build resilience safely through a gradual progression. For weeks 1 and 2, you just do a cool finish. You just turn the water to cool for the last 15 to 30 seconds of your normal warm shower. That's it. Weeks 3 and 4, you extend that to about 60 seconds and maybe make it just a bit colder. Weeks 5 and 6, you slowly work your way up to 90 seconds, and eventually you hit maintenance mode, 2 to 3 minutes, just 3 to 5 times a week. See, your body adapts safely over time. Mark learned pretty quickly that he definitely doesn't need a frozen lake to get these metabolic and mood-boosting benefits.
Now, I know that initial shock of the water can be intense, so here's a fantastic pro tip for you. Exhale longer than you inhale. When that cool water hits you, your immediate human instinct is to gasp. Instead of doing that, I want you to focus on a long, slow exhale. This taps right into your vagus nerve, which basically acts like a brake pedal for your nervous system, and it calms that panic response right down. It turns a stressful, jarring moment into a really controlled, empowering morning ritual.
Let's just do one quick final safety check here. There are a few crucial things you absolutely must avoid. No ice baths in that 30 to 40 degree Fahrenheit range without strict medical clearance. Avoid doing this for any longer than 3 minutes. You get the maximum benefits pretty quickly, and going longer just invites hypothermia. Don't do this when you're sick or when you're sleep deprived, and please never do hyperventilation style breathing like Wim Hof breathing while you're in the water. There is a very real risk of passing out. Regular, cooler tap water in your shower is completely sufficient and wonderfully safe.
So, to bring it all together, Mark has safely gotten his vital morning energy back without risking his health, and he's firmly in the driver's seat of his wellness journey. My question for you is this: are you going to let the intimidation of internet hype stop you from reclaiming your own morning vitality? Have a chat with your doctor, and if you're cleared, I challenge you to try just 30 seconds of cool water tomorrow morning. Step into that empowering routine and drop a comment below to let us know about your experience with that incredible norepinephrine boost. Knowledge is absolutely your best tool for aging with strength and vitality. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and hey, maybe enjoy a cool finish to your morning routine.
Thank you for your time. Subscribe for more health education. Like the video and share it to help others stay informed.